Idris is my name, and today we are looking at an action plan for your tour company. It may vary depending on what you intend to do, your key interests within, but you can make it short, probably for a particular quarter of the year. You can as well do half a year, but for our case, we are going to take you through what we call an annual action plan, step by step, on what key activities that we feel must appear in your annual action plan. Now, the annual action plan gives you a sense of direction on how you should be moving, on what key activities that you must put your hands on. But three things that we must take note in the annual action plan or any other action plan that you intend to develop. One, the timeline. It's very important. Whenever you have an activity, it must have a timeline. Two, the personnel who will be overseeing particular activities. And three, the budget, an estimate of what you intend to spend or what it might cost you. So these are very important. About the cost, it may differ depending on your company size. So we have our papers right here, and we are going to give you these action points. So it is upon you to select or to choose from a list of many and say, these are my 5 action point programs. But there are quite many. But we are going to assist you in the points and also finding the right time that we think that you could probably undertake this activity. What we are not going to do is to give you a budget, because the budget will definitely differ. You can have your own figures at your convenience. So let's dive in very quickly. One, the first thing in your action plan should be establishing a task force. This is very important. A task force, simply to have leaders, a good leader to lead others, will ensure better results. So at all sections of these programs, you must have a leader or leaders of different activities. At the end, they will be accountable. So let's have that point noted, and we can shed and say, when is the best time to do this? So here I suggest we can do that because we are starting our year. Remember, this is an annual action program. Let's do that in January. So you have January shaded. You establish who is going to be leading which department. It's very important here. Our next action can be preparing driver guides. You all know driver guides are very important in the industry. They spend more time with the visitors. They spend more time with the guests. So you must prepare your driver guides. The preparations can include offering them some training, refresher courses on first aid. We can look at communication. Prepare them well with the visitors. What economic topics, what political topics, what socio-economic topics are they going to discuss? So this is very important. Problem solving. So you must prepare driver guides. So let's look at what best months can we use to prepare driver guides. We propose low season months. We shared March, April, and probably May. You have them doing the training within those months, and then they can do the rest of the year, because June, July, those are all peak season onwards. The other season that will definitely have to break, if you think it's very important, then you can look at October or November. Our next point, staff recruitment. When do you do, or when is best to do staff recruitment? Not all companies may recruit staff, but when you intend to recruit staff, I suppose we can do staff recruitment maybe in December. We appoint them in December. They start with us an entire year. Why do we recommend this? We can actually audit them for a given year, that so and so came in this year and he has been able to do these things. So it's very important. If you intend to employ a new staff, think about it, have it in your action plan, and you can do that in December. That's what I propose. But you could have your best way of doing. But here we're discussing the action plans that spells the activities that you might be interested to do as your company. Market research study. It's very important to understand the key interests of your market, to collect much information about your market. We can do that still during the low season, because during the busy season, you're flooded with operations, inquiries here and there. So we can plan to do market research April, October, and November. It's very good. Whenever you understand your market and you have more first-hand information about the market, then your selling techniques will definitely change towards the market. Could be understanding the buying characteristics or behaviors of your market. It's very good. Product improvement, innovations or pricing. So usually you must have product pricing reviewed at a given time of the year. Product revision. There could be some new products in tourism in the destination. So you must come back and review your itineraries and all that, ready to send out to the market. So we can do product improvement. Still, I would commend, as we go in the new year, we do this September, October, and we can as well add November, so that by the time the year begins, everyone has got new prices, new itineraries, especially our agents that can sell for year, say 2021, 2022, or even future years to come. We look at online marketing. To be specific here, we can look at the AdWord campaign or the search engine advertising. When will you be able to do AdWord campaigns in this case? For better visibility, we can say, personally, I would keep advertising in Google throughout the year. So every month, I want to do this. Alternatively, since the other months we have so much business, the high seasons, we can use the low seasons to do advertisement so that we keep sales slightly high, from low to high. So we can choose to do AdWord campaigns or search engine advertising in the months of March, April, May, because these are low season months. And we can as well redo advertising in Google October and November. Think about that. Staff trainings. Staff trainings are very important to improve service delivery, quality assurance. So during high seasons, honestly, each staff is very busy. If you look at operations department, it's all flooded. The sales, they are all busy, everyone. So, but during low seasons, we can have staff seek new trainings. So we still have months of March, April, and May. And onwards, we can do November because it's a low month. Team building retreats. It is very important to have team buildings. First of all, it reduces stress. Attitude towards work turns positive. Trust is regained within fellow workers during these team building retreats. And team building retreats, we can do that, I suggest November, December. November, the year is ending. So everyone is in that mood, December. So having your staff for 2 nights somewhere and probably have a trainer, have a motivation speaker talking to them, that would be very good for you. We also have the email marketing campaigns. Talk about the newsletter distribution. When would you love to have a vibrant newsletter going out for your marketing, updating your agents about a number of things? We can suggest to some companies, but I would suggest we keep it every month. At the end of every month, we send out a vibrant newsletter. Could be a new hotel, talking about new experiences, talking about new travel information in place. It is very important for you to be sending out newsletters to your rich database. Your past clients, your future clients, or your potential clients, your agents, as a good marketing strategy. Remember, we are giving you action points or activities that you must have in your annual action program. We choose to give you the annual action program, but you can choose to have 3 months or 4 months. The same activities will feature, but it depends on your company size, your operational model. It's very important. So look at the dynamics around your company and then have activities that fit. But as experts, we are thinking that these are action points that you shouldn't miss. Going back to our action points, we are looking at company fleet management. We've got companies that have got many vehicles or even fewer vehicles. But when it comes to management, here we look at when do you buy new cars. It's very important. You've got all the cars that have actually not roadworthy at a given period of time, but you must have a time frame when to have new ones. And you see, you don't have to just buy cars impulsively. So have a time frame. And here we are saying, since we are beginning the year, preparing ourselves for new business and new seasons, then we can use January. Sell off an old car or old cars, then probably buy new cars. Website upgrade. It is very important to upgrade your website always, but it is also very tasky to upgrade your website to a professional level. So for you to upgrade your website, we can use low months around March or around November to add in those new experiences, talk about new hotels. If you want to change the looks, because regularly, every period of time, you can look at how to upgrade your looks of your websites. You give it a new feel for your guests and agents. It's very key when it comes to online strategies. The other one, we could say webinars with your agents on destinational updates. Webinars, this is a new thing. I'm sure you've seen it going around, but it's a marketing strategy where you organize webinars with your agents and you probably give them destinational updates. You actually give them, would call them more of training, hands-on information about your destination. It is very key for your agents to be informed all the time. So you can choose to say, I will be doing webinars every January, and I'll be doing another webinar probably to update my agents on what has transpired from January to July. So you have 6 months to update your agents on new experiences. It's very good. The other thing would be staff salary reviews. This is very good. Whenever you review staff salaries, have it in mind, you are actually keeping human resource. Reviewing staff salary does not necessarily mean an increase, but you can as well maintain with reasons. So if you want to keep good staff, make sure you practice salary reviews. And when is it ideal to do salary reviews? Probably we could do salary reviews at the end of the year. We've looked at your performance, then we can say, we can add 10%. We can add 20% because you've had a lot of energies throughout the year. So staff review, salary review is very important. Farm trips, staff farm trip. Remember, for you to get product knowledge or your staff to get product knowledge, you must take farm trips to various destinations. Get in a vehicle, go to Murchison Falls, see what is trending, see what is happening, see what has changed in Murchison Falls. Let your staff learn more. Let them have first-hand information. So the action program should at least spell that. Because how are you getting product knowledge without going into the field? So you must have farm trips. And the best months would be low seasons, whereby you can as well ask for complimentary nights from hotels or safari lodges, they will be very welcoming because they don't have business. They will be able to give you 3 nights or 4 nights. They will be able to give you 2 rooms or 3 rooms, depending on the number of staff that you have. So staff farm trips, we can do this in April, May. It could be a very nice strategy for you to have product knowledge. You can as well plan to do November, October, November. Those are low months. We also have agent farm trips. We have very strong agents that have been giving us with business, but we need them to have hands-on experience. If they talk about a boat trip in Marchon. So inviting your agents for farm trip is one of the key marketing strategies that has been approved. It works 100%. So when they are not busy and you are not busy, so those months are known. So we can start with February, around February, because the year is beginning and we want them to sell a destination very well. So February, March, April, May, all those are good months to organize or to invite agents for a farm trip. Don't wait when they are busy. When they are busy, they will turn down your farm trip request. But when they are not busy during those low months, they will definitely accept and you will win at last. We look at social corporate responsibility. If you look at the market now looks at impactful travel. How is their travel impacting on the local community? So it means your company must associate with the local community in terms of changing their life. You must care about the land. You must care about the environment. Think about, when do we go out to improve the welfare of the local communities? When do we go out to plant trees? This is caring about the environment. So social corporate responsibility, it will definitely improve your brand because you care about the community. For the generous clients, they will definitely come with you because you're doing something what we call impactful travel. They give you money, but their money impacts on the welfare of the living community. So that is very important. And we can have March, April, May. And you can as well do it in December. During those days, their moods are high, heading to Christmas. You can have a few things, donations, simple mattresses, blankets or bed sheets, or some medical supplies, and you take them to the community. The other thing we look at is destination sales presentation. You must be able to think of revising destination sales presentation. For example, for Uganda, have all the parks, have all the notes in brief about accessibility from one point to the other. Talk about the lodging. Do a presentation, a very smart destination presentation. Send it out to your agents, to your customers, potential, new, and past clients. So it is very important. And you can do this probably as we close off the year, and you do it for the next year. It's very important. You could have a sales or marketing team leading this. Remember, we talked about the personnel. You must have a person heading each of the activity, at least to have good results. And the time we are looking at is the timeline. When should this be done? Remember, it has to have a budget. The budget, we said, you think of your budget. We are not going to dictate how much it may cost you to develop a destination sales presentation. You can do it at a lesser cost. The other company may hire an expert to do it on another cost. So that's why we are giving you that room for the budget. Trade fair participation or trade fair markets. When do you, and what markets do you intend to go to? If you're probably doing trade shows. There are a number of trade shows. I would give you some example. January, February, around there, people go to Finland, probably Netherlands, the Vacant, the January show. We've got people going in March to do ITB German. We've got people doing Essence of Luxury Travel still in March in Mabera. People go to South Africa in Durban and World Travel Market Cape Town in around April or May. There is We Are Africa in Cape Town. It happens around April. It rotates April, May. Others go to World Travel Market in London in November. There are a number of trade shows. So the budget, have your budget, how much you're allocating for trade shows. Others go to Magical Kenya in October. So shed those months when those shows happen. I've given you an example. Magical Kenya happens in October. So if you shed Magical Kenya in October, then you know how much does it require me to attend. You may not go to every trade show. Have 4 or 5 that really works for you. Have an amount and please plan to go to those trade shows. Follow-ups. It's very important. It will be useless for you to have an action program and you don't do follow-ups. Make sure you do follow-ups, what we call monitoring the performance. And the best months of doing this would be every quarter. You have an annual action program, so you must have a follow-up every quarter. January, February, March, April, that's the end of the first quarter. You must have a follow-up on there. Onwards, May, June, July, August, end of another quarter. So review the last quarters. So follow-ups, you must have those follow-ups. So we can't shed those months. April, you're doing a follow-up. August, you're doing a follow-up. And in December, you're doing a follow-up. We also have company logistics. When do you buy or secure company logistics? What do I mean here? Tire covers for your safari vehicles. You must be giving some clients gifts. It's very important. Uniforms for the drivers, uniforms for the staff. There are so many things that you can think of buying for your company. It's very important. So when do you do this? So company logistics, securing them, it's very important. But when do you think? So you can have a month. I suggest probably we can shed January because the year is beginning. You know what you actually intend to have. In number of staff, you've already recruited new, so you know how many uniforms, how many drivers are you going to have for that year. You know how many cars you already have and how many tire covers that you'll have to do. Among other things, depends on the size of your company. Staff meetings. It is very important to keep brainstorming with staff meetings. It's very important to remind your staff about the company goals, to check your company performance through staff meetings. So I would suggest you have staff meetings every month. You could say last week of the month. So you will find that all months are shaded. January, you have a last week. February, you have a last week. All through. Because this is the only point where you're going to check performance of your staff, where company staff will brainstorm good ideas and take your company ahead. Lastly, staff leave. Now, people ignore staff leave. I've seen companies where their staff don't go for leave. Now, this is the importance of staff leave. 1, absenteeism is minimized. Whenever you don't give staff their leave, the level of absenteeism at work in the name of sick leave is be ready. Because you'll have them take more days than their actual leave. So give people leave. It increases happiness because it breaks down stress. When someone goes out there, stress is released. He comes back very happy, and guess what? The production levels go high. So, my good friends, those are action points that at any time you may have in your annual action plan. So keep those action points. They are very instrumental in changing your company's performance. If you can monitor and if you can have the right budget and if you can have all of them being done perfectly, you don't have to have as many as this. Look at your company. Sit down with your tourism mentor or your tourism consultant. Come up with a perfect action program. Implement it. Next will be success in tourism. So I want to thank you so much for keeping it with me, and we will always think about what you would want to listen from us as your tourism consultant. We pledge and we commit support to you. Remember, we give free, absolutely free advice. If you have an idea of starting up your tour company, your tour business, Walk to us. We will be delighted to give you our hands. Thank you so much, and see you in our next video.